Hey everyone, welcome back to FedBiz Exchange. I'm Michelle Brown, your coach and your mentor. And today we're going to talk about something very important. That is federal government set-asides. They are key to you winning big with federal contracts. Most of you may have heard of set-asides, but you don't understand what they are or how they work. So I put together a few videos to make sure that you understand how you should be motivated by set-asides for small businesses, and specifically if you have a certification. So let's get into it. Set-asides are very, very important to the federal government contracting process. Federal set-asides protect small businesses. Set-asides are the federal government's way of leveling the playing field and protecting small businesses. They want equal opportunity for all businesses. I'm a person that I believe in regulation because I do this every day and I see how large companies take advantage of small businesses. They push small businesses out of the way. Small businesses would never win unless it was a fluke if it were not for set-asides. So I always try to help small businesses to understand when we don't take advantage of these set-aside opportunities and understand how the system is working for us, we lose. The government is trying to level the playing field. If we don't go and get the money, one of these days it may not be there. So learn this stuff, get it done, and go and make your millions. Use this as the key to understanding how to win. Okay, so let's start from the top. We can start with federal contract spending, meaning how much does the federal government spend on government contracts? By the way, for those of you that don't realize it, federal spending affects state spending as well, but we'll get into that in some other videos. So with federal contracting, every single year, the federal government spends more than $400 billion, especially during times where they have a pandemic going on, or I should say we have a pandemic. In this case, sometimes it's trillions. Once you know how to do government contracting, you can bid on anything or any contracting dollars that come into the system. So you need to understand large businesses have 77% of most of the government contracts. That doesn't mean you can't compete in the arena where large companies are, but you don't really want to because you don't really have to, and your chances of winning are better. $92 billion, which is 23% of that 400 billion or whatever the number is every single year, must be or has to be awarded to small businesses. That's what a set aside is. So they take that $400 billion or whatever the billion of dollars, whatever the number is, and they subtract out 23% of that to divide among small businesses in different categories. And that's how it works. Now, we need to talk about how the federal government is capable of meeting these small business goals that we're going to talk about a little bit further in the other videos. But right now, we know that the government must meet a 23% goal to ensure fairness and leveling the playing field for small businesses. And they do that with set-asides. So that $400 billion is spread across hundreds and hundreds of federal government agencies that have a spending budget. That's how the federal government will meet their goals to getting contracts done with construction, with supplies, and anything you can think of that the government buys, which they buy everything, just like you do in your household. So no matter what it is they're buying, they need to spread the contracts out between large companies and small companies. So when you start looking at companies like the Department of Interior, the Department of Agriculture, Department of Defense, Department of Justice, Homeland Security, Health and Human Services, those are just to name a few. We have hundreds and hundreds of federal agencies that you've never even heard of that buy things probably from your company or someone's company, someone's small business or someone's big business. Each of these agencies are responsible for helping the federal government to meet those goals. So, for instance, the Department of Interior, they need to make sure that they do business with a certain number of women, a certain number of veterans, a certain number of hub zones, a certain number of 8As. Every single agency has a part in this process to ensure that the government meets their federal goals for set-asides to work with small businesses. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe and see you in the next video.